Hi guys, thank you so much for watching, for tuning into this video. Thank you once again for always supporting me. I have a feeling this camera is bending, so I'm forced to bend and watch on the lens, but I'll push myself a little bit, backward. So thank you guys once again for watching this video, for always clicking into my videos when I'm uploading a new one. And as the title suggests, this feels like it's quite late, but I thought it is very important to keep sharing positivity on this space. So a little story, it's not a little story, just a sort of an introduction, a proper one. I celebrated my 26th birthday on 15th of March, and today, so actually today is 14th of April, tomorrow is going to be 15th, so one day before it turns a whole month of celebrating this past mid 20s, and I had prepared this what I call birthday wisdoms prior to my celebration of the birthday, but it happens every day. It happens the schedule and everything. I could not have the time. I didn't have the time to sit down and share it in on my social medias and just writing and a video. So today I have time. I thought I should just sit down and share with you so far the things that I have really reflected around this time when I was celebrating my birthday, when I was turning into a new age, a sort of things that I've learned, a sort of things that I have experienced, and made a conclusion what this is how it is. So there's gonna be some word of wisdoms that I've curated for myself. You might have already heard some of them from different quotes and anything. So I'll try to go through all of them. There are 15 because my birthday is on 15th of March. I'm supposed to have 26 to mark every year 26. I don't know. So let's get to it. Don't forget guys to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you are going to resonate to any of these experiences that I'm going to share. And if you have even additional comments or anything, just leave that in the comment section below. So one thing that I have learned, so change is a process and not an event about in my life. Okay, now I'm gonna experience. I'll cut this part. So change is a process and not an event. That would be nice if I would jot that down. If the quotes are the statements are gonna be very short, or have something change is a process, not an event. So over the past years, in so many scenarios, so many cases, this might not just be my own case. There are some times when we think we want this thing to happen like this. This has to change. I need to get this. I need to pass through this. And when we are passing through phases of life, we sometimes wish that phase would, pass through very, very fast, or even we don't experience, especially the bad days. But then as I grow old, I get to realize, and I have concluded to myself, and I remind myself that change is a process. It's a process that it makes you go through the learning experience, the unlearning experience, you relaying things until you get the results that you anticipated. So it's not that very quick, doop, you're gonna grow your hair. Nothing like that. Doop, you're gonna get married. No, it's a process. When you are single and you want to have a new boo, someone that you're gonna get married with, you're expecting after breaking up to this one person, you want immediately to have another person. But maybe God is preparing you, He's giving you this empty time of your singleness to kind of sort yourself before you get a new person and you get to love someone, you learn how to love yourself. Things like that. So every change that you're experiencing, I remind myself, every change that I'm experiencing in my life, it is a process. It will take slow time. It's not a very quick thing. I hope you guys get this. Another wisdom that I have acquired over the past years, I think you are a genuine, really person if you do something not for your image but for your heart. This makes me feel like I am grown really, really very much. Yeah. So with this world, like in the world now, where there's so much of technology, the social medias, the competition, a lot of things, like just the word out there is not very, friendly. Like everyone is competing, like survival of the fittest. So everyone wants to sort of stand out. We find ourselves sometimes acting fake, or we're forced to act a certain way so that we can fit, or so that we can acquire something, which is sometimes looked to be, smart and cool. But I have always, over the past years, like now I have come to the realization that it is very nice to be real, like, do real things, and not just for others to see you, but just for your heart. If you're doing something and your heart is at peace with what you're doing, and if you're doing something and you are happy, your heart is, feeling very proud. Like you're just having this self-realization somewhere there that makes you a very real person. And rather than just doing things so that you have 1,000 likes and, a million viewers and everything, just being authentic. Yeah. And then when you really, really love someone, you will love the people that they love, even if it's difficult. Yeah, this is kind of resonating with me. Sometimes it's not easy to, love people, especially when you're giving too much love and you're not getting the same thing in return. So I think first of all, one thing that you need to have in your mind is not to expect to be loved back when you're giving out love. So just love, and it's up to the person that receives love to consider whether they should love you the same way or they should not love you the same way. But then I'm talking some kind of higher levels of love. I don't know what kind of higher levels of love are, but when you're especially going to get married, you are anticipated to love everyone who is loved by if it's a man or it's a woman, your partner, you're anticipated to do that. Sometimes you have to do, you have to love them. And from the other side, what it seems to be is you are the one who's going to give even more, because they're expecting you to, fit in and everything. So sometimes it's not easy to love the people that they love, because maybe the values differ, the background is just you and your partner. You have been able to get to this level, but the people outside, they don't really understand what the relationship is. But then what they just expect from you is a love, giving them gifts, act of service, like all the love languages that they hold dear to themselves. So it is difficult to, share that so much love and not getting that love in return. But if you really love someone, you're going to be passionate even with the people that they love. But then I think it should not reach the point where that is just one-centered, like forever. You should come to the realization of how are you going to balance everything, and you don't find yourself so much exhausted by just pleasing it. I'll just cut it there. I hope my people understand. And then you have the right at all times to defend yourself when it is needed. I'm going to give you guys a story of where I'm coming from. When I was a child, I have been raised to believe that sometimes I don't know how I can keep that, but I have been always a confident child, but I have also been taught to believe that being humble, you're supposed to always be humble, just love, be kind, so it's so much of giving and less of taking. And taking means also defending yourself in situations where you really have to do it for yourself. I just came into this realization when I have grown this much that It's not everywhere that you're supposed to be humble. No, people will take advantage of you. It's still a process to me until today. Like, people take advantage of, my kindness, my, love and everything. But I think when I was a child, I was like down here and now I'm up here. So I just try to remind myself, and I'm even telling the people that, like, if you're watching this video and you can't resonate to what I'm saying, not always you're supposed to be that humble, that kind, that loving, that, no, like, you look at yourself at sometimes, like, you put yourself a priority. Yeah, you defend yourself. If there's an area of your life where you have to stand really for what makes you happy, what makes you, confident, what makes you at peace, do it for yourself. You defending yourself is not just like when you're fighting or anything, just even on little stuff, like even big issues. Yeah. And then be your authentic self. This resonates to what I said, like, being a real person. Always be grateful of how far you have come. We have this tendency, I personally have this tendency of just wanting to celebrate big milestones. I am graduating, I am getting married, I am buying a new car, I have earned this much. And when I'm getting small milestones, like 1,000 subscribers, I did celebrated that because I had learned that, just appreciating where you've come. You've come from 0, you've added to 10, celebrate. You have just celebrating and be grateful. Don't complain that because so and so has this much bigger things and I don't have that, or I'll have that after 10 months, then I am not grateful. I just want that thing. It helps you also to appreciate the growth that you have actually attained over the past years. So be grateful. Don't judge others. Just simply don't. Life is really my back. Okay, I'll try to sit like this. Yeah, so judging others, I think it makes you kind of focusing more on other people's lives and not losing focus on yourself. You're just using so much energy and your time thinking of where you can point that is bad from other people, and you're not looking into your own mistakes and the wrongdoings or the things that are good to you. So I think so that you simply don't get so much exhausted, like you're not exhausted a lot. It's just simply don't focus so much on other people's businesses and things that they do bad, and don't feel proud like you are able to say she's not smart, she doesn't have common sense, she's lazy, she's what. No, like, just don't judge. Like, that is who they are. Maybe what you can do the most is, if there's any opportunity for you to help them grow from their mistakes, do so. If there is no, they're not ready, they're not open for changes, just leave. Don't judge. Don't judge. Yeah. Your path in life is never a straight line. You will have ups and downs. We are pretty much raised to believe that, especially in the educational setting, okay, where I'm coming from, if your experience is different, I would appreciate to see that, like, another sort of interpretation about this, where you have to, you're being born, you're going to be baptized, then you're going to start school, you're going to go to secondary school, high school, university, you're going to get married, you're going to raise your family. Maybe you can start, but while you're working, you're being employed somewhere, or you're employing yourself somewhere, you're going to start taking your child. There's that straight line cycle that many of us have been kept, we have been, it has been indulged in our minds. And when we just cripple a little bit from this straight line, we start feeling less of ourselves. We start, lamenting, start feeling sad, and just, So I think it's very important from the childhood age to remind even our siblings, to remind our children, like, life is not straight. There are times in life when you really fall big, and there are times in life when you're going to be, up there, everything is up there. So it's never a straight line. Expect that you're going to have days when you will feel small, other days you feel okay, things will go right, things will go wrong. Like, have that in mind. Like, so that if it happens, you are already prepared in your mind. You know how to go about tackling each and everything. This is too much wisdom, guys. And then Remember how you treat yourself is how you treat others to treat you. Yeah. Yeah, I have learned that if you treat others, if you treat yourself in a certain way, it also set a tune to other people that are interacting with you, how they can treat you. If you don't respect your time, yeah, people will not respect your time. If you like to, I don't know, like, I'm looking for a quick example. So if you don't respect your time, you don't respect your like extra space, you just not able to tell people, this is the time that I want to be alone, even if it's your partner, then they will always be there jumping on your schedules without really asking. If you treat others, if you show people that you don't care about your health, they will also not take care of your health. Like, so the way you treat yourself, you set a sort of a tune to others to know how they can treat you. So that is also very important, and I've also acquired that over the past years of my life experiences. And there is absolutely nothing better than God's presence and hearing Him clearly. That is where I am intending on staying here, because I was typing this too as I reflected about my life, and I just came to a conclusion. Like, I think this is some really high level maturity that I have acquired over the past years, and I'm very happy to have acquired that. Really there is really nothing bigger than God, the superpower, who hears us and who wants us to get closer to Him, and He's always open to receiving us and our needs, and dealing with every little details of our lives. So just since it is a process to come into this realization, I'm just happy that I've kind of being able to realize that, and I'm now working on letting myself even dwell more into His presence, my relationship with Him, how we communicate, how we interact, how I read His word, and how I am reflecting that relationship to other people so they get inspired. Yeah. And then every level up requires a divine sacrifice. God has taken us too far to quit or walk away unfulfilled. Yeah. Yes, like oh my God, this is, I would say, my number one. That back in the days when I am getting into a state of life, and I see that there's something that I've sacrificed, let's say friends, people I had connection with, and I'm like, I don't see them anymore. I'll start to analyze myself, feeling that there's something wrong with me, or I have done something bad to them, but I have come into realization that as we grow, not just as human beings physically, and as we age, we grow maybe financially, professionally, or spiritually, or mentally, or we get liberated. There are some sacrifices that really happen, sometimes intentionally, that we say, this and this needs to cut off, need to go. But sometimes naturally, like the universe also does adjust, that sort of adjustment with our life. So just have that in your mind. I have that also in my mind, that whenever I level up, whenever I grow, in any level of my life, any area of my life, if I will see any sacrifice that has been made intentionally or naturally, I will appreciate, because I know I have leveled. That is what leveling up requires. That is cool. Yeah. And then fill your life with adventures, not things. Oh my goodness. You will take this quite differently, but to be honest, I also spoke about this yesterday on my Instagram story about mobile phone. That is just one aspect. I just having this, recently, especially last year, I had interacted with a type of people who I would say, in my space, in my life experiences, I have never met such kind of people who are as rich. I don't know if that is correct. Look, they have reached up there, they're very old. They have they've had every sort of experience you would mention into this world. They have not just been to Africa. No, they have been to Africa but not Tanzania. So they have gone into like, careers and professionals, and they have children, they're married, they have money. Like, there's nothing that you'll say and they will not have something to say about it that they have experienced. And they, when I was interacting with them, this is just one person, there was also another guy, and so they have come into realization that the more we keep attachments with, and I really I thought that was resonating to me, and I started to sort of practice and put that into my life. The more we keep attachments with things, the more we find it very hard to lose them. Let me give you an example. I have left some of my things, beautiful things, expensive stuff, like brands and everything. I purchased back in Poland. They are now in a storage container somewhere. But I know for sure I will not be able to bring them back in my country once I graduate. I will either have to sell them. If I will not get the buyer, I will have just to donate them somewhere. But the old self me will not really be willing to sacrifice this stuff because they're very dear to me. I gave their money and everything. But after getting this realization that you don't really have to, simply having 10 handbags, oh my god, 10 pairs of shoes, just different colors, same type. I used to have a lot of skin jeans, different colors, and so okay, let me just not give you a very long story. The story is acquiring stuff. I used to just accumulate a lot of things in my wardrobe, in my space, and feeling it very hard to give them out until last year when I really came back and gave away most of my things, and I just stayed with very few things that I really needed. And now I am not giving myself any chance to bring something in my space that I know for sure does not really add any value, and I just don't want to get attached to it. So I am filling myself with so much adventures, and I'm creating memories with myself, with my partner, my family, my friends, because I know the memories are going to stay forever. Just the experience is beautiful, and rather than buying, accumulating so many things. That was a very long explanation, but that is how it is. That is me, guys. Don't quote me wrong. Give me your opinion about this, but this is pretty much me. Yeah. And now I talked about the phone. I am satisfied with my iPhone 7 Plus. I have stayed with it for 3 years now. I know there's so many, I even lose track of what version of iPhone currently we have now. Like iPhone, the one that with 4 eyes and everything, the camera, the big one. But I don't find a need. I was even about to be gifted, like I was asked if I want a new iPhone, and I selected something else over that gift. So because I don't find it very necessary for me to just upgrade because I want a better camera. I already have a Canon, and this is also having a very good camera. So I don't know, until maybe it breaks, then I'm gonna change. So examples of things and decisions like this. Yeah, that is me. Another one, we only have 2 remaining. New level, new devil. Every time God is promoting you to a new level, it takes some type of pain in order to promote you to get there. And then when you have made it there, you will have to endure some new challenges. Definitely. This also resonates to the leveling up and sacrifice, but in a different phase. Even if you level up, you get to a new experience now, a new level. There is also a new devil, like a new challenge, a new things to tackle and everything. So it's not that when I graduate, I will not have professors coming after me all the time asking me for what is it called, assignments, and my explanation of things and everything. I will have now I'll get to the job searching level. And then even if I will have a job, it's not that it's going to be the end of challenges. You'll have employees to deal with, your boss to deal with, deadlines, checking whether that job is, friendly. I've been there. Yeah. So there are new levels. You have had a very good relationship with your partner. That also means doesn't mean that okay, once you get married, you're gonna be landing to a fantasy world where everything is smooth and everything is, you're getting respect from your in-laws and friends and nothing, no challenge about relationship will ever come. I know when I'm signing up for marriage, it will come another new challenge that I have. So it's just that I have to set my mind to realize that every challenge comes, like every new step comes with a new devil. Yeah. Until you know how to stop shying away from conversations that make your relationship uncomfortable, then you can say you have your relationship muscle strengthened really well. This one is one ingredient in it. Okay. I'm not a relationship expert, but what I can really say from my experience is a source or an element to a good relationship. Any relationship, like a relationship with your partner or with friends, with your family, with your boss. If you have been able to tackle communications, even communications that are making like both of you uncomfortable. So if I have friends and there are days when it has really not been easy because we have gone through stages where, like an experience where, for example, Agnes had to tell me, you're not respecting us, or you're not putting us a priority. You lied to us, and that made me really uncomfortable. Like that is like a true story, but then it doesn't mean that I have to cut off the relationship just because I have been told the truth or the relationship makes us uncomfortable. No. If you are able to endure this kind of period when you're not in good terms and being able to talk about it and come into terms with it, then I think your relationship muscle has really grown strong. And I think I am nowadays more into communication and enhancing even communication in relationship with my parents, my siblings, my man and everything. So I think that is also something that you can take along with you. So the last one, the 15th, is, I don't know how long this will go, but this is just too much wisdom. It takes courage and honesty to have a teachable spirit. Yeah. Not every day in my life. Okay, I have always, I think, been a person, an understanding person. I've always tried. I have always been this person who, want to learn. So if someone comes to me and say, this is done this way, I take it very easy. Especially when I have done it differently before. Also, I even go further asking, hey, how can I do this? Hey, I want to learn this. It's very easy for me. So I have been expecting the same energy and the same energy from other people. Like if you comment on something or you are doing something and someone knows that maybe you need a sort of help or they need to learn because other days you will not be there or they're going to apply it somewhere. I was just expecting it to be, coming naturally. But then it's not that everyone has common sense. Not everyone has teachable spirits. So my take is I don't judge, but I can suggest. Or if you know that person doesn't really have a teachable spirit, you can leave them as they are if they don't give you space to comment. But then just know that not everyone has courage and not everyone wants to be honest with what they don't have and what they